Morning, September the 28th, and it is 10:59 in the morning. It is just before 11 o'clock, and we have a brand new advisory on Tropical Depression 9. Still a tropical depression. Winds are still at 35 miles an hour. National Hurricane Center interrogating this with satellite data and with aircraft recon. And the one highlight that they said is that it is still somewhat underwhelming on the satellite presentation and on the reconnaissance data. Here's a look at the core, and they noted that it looks like it's trying to fire up some better convection. It looks like it's trying to put together an inner core. It's just not there yet. So for now, the storm system remains a fairly weak and unorganized system. Here's a look at the official cone from the National Hurricane Center, and we very clearly see over the course of the next few days, it lifts to the north. We still expect this to become Tropical Storm Imelda later today, tonight perhaps, and then for tomorrow, notice 8 p.m., off the coast of Florida, starting that right-hand turn and moving away. Now, the model guidance has started shifting that hard right turn a little earlier, and even the National Hurricane Center saying that their official forecast may not have this shift as early as need be. But they also have some struggles in their forecasting in that they are only allowed to turn and adjust forecasts a certain amount from forecast package to forecast package. So this may still have a little bit of a later turn than it actually shall be. So it's right now it's 15 Zulu time. So the very latest computer model run is the 12Z run. And what I want to do is I want to show you the 12Z run is in that bold yellow. And notice the other yellow lines are the fading lines. Those are the last few runs. What we're looking at is the consensus, the center of the run. And notice even this most recent one, that bold yellow line, that is a little earlier than the previous run, which was earlier than the previous run, which was earlier than the previous run. So what we're noticing is more and more of that right-hand turn with each of these passing runs. Okay, that's good news. We love to see that. That would take it away from us quicker. That would, of course, give us less and less of an impact from the storm system itself. That said, though, it's important to note we are still looking at the potential for some very rough surf, rip currents, dangerous, deadly rip currents. And that's not hype. I mean, truly, even if this thing stays off the shoreline, this is going to be a big player in the coastline. In terms of gusty winds, certainly along the beaches, we're looking at some gusty conditions. 30, 35 mile per hour gusts possible, not sustained gusts. And then, of course, the potential for flooding is relatively low, just some squalls. And the more this stays off the shoreline, the less those squalls will really play into our Central Florida forecast. So that is certainly kind of some good news there. But either way, just want to make sure that you're aware of it, okay? That said, if it becomes Imelda, if it does not become Imelda, it is still no threat to a direct landfall for Central Florida. So again, 11 o'clock advisory, winds at 35, now lifting to the north at 7 miles an hour. Official forecast from the National Hurricane Center continues with that northerly trek. It will be closest to Central Florida Monday into Tuesday. Before I go, I do want to just dial in the latest Futurecast model data. We'll start with the wide shot on our model, and I want you to notice here's Sunday into Monday. Here's dinner time, okay? Still fairly unorganized on our computer model. Overnight into tomorrow, starting to look better. Definitely trying to get its act together tomorrow afternoon, and then afterward, it makes that hard right turn. Our Futurecast has wanted it to recurve quicker than the global models have for a while. So it's actually done a pretty good job. I also want you to notice on the zoomed in shot of our Futurecast, okay? Notice this is 2:30 this afternoon. Pockets of heavy rain around. I was just looking at our live radar. There are some pockets of heavy rain around. That's going to be the case, okay? Notice though some of those gusts, 20, 30, 32 miles an hour. So in these tropical downpours, we could see some gusty winds. Then into dinner time, watching potentially some more rains coming in overnight tonight. Tomorrow morning, when I see it for West 2 News Sunrise, we'll be tracking some offshore rains coming in through late morning into the early afternoon. There's lunchtime, gusting 15, 20 miles an hour. And then into tomorrow late, watch those gusts, especially along our coastal communities, 25, 29 miles an hour, 31 miles an hour, right? So we're kind of seeing that play out. But with the new data, the further away this will be, the less of a rain impact it will be. We'll still have some pockets of gusty winds, certainly. But if we can keep this thing away from Florida, that certainly is an idyllic situation. Christy's asking, can you believe that this may not be the first or may not be the I storm for us? Yeah, I mean, it may not be the I storm this year. It's still forecast to become Imelda, the I name storm, but we'll have to see how that plays out. All right. So next update comes from the National Hurricane Center at 2 o'clock. That will be an intermediate advisory. We'll have it for you. Chief Meteorologist Tony Manolfi will be in and on duty with Marquise Mita later today to keep you updated on everything. Still under tropical storm watches for our East Coast communities. The National Hurricane Center did not change that up. Still tropical storm watches, meaning that tropical storm conditions are possible for Central Florida's East Coast. All right, a watch means conditions are possible. A warning means that tropical storm conditions would be likely. That is not the case. For us in our area, tropical storm conditions are possible. All right. We'll keep you updated throughout the event. Stay tuned with